multiplayer games, and I'll come back and play the single player game a lot and remember it and love it and buy all the sequels. But they don't think about stuff like that because they're not actually fucking good at the industry. They're kind of bad at what they do. They're dumb. Man, it's really, really fucking dumping rain.
Last kill was worth more than 20 credits. Next time, I'm not letting it go.
Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased.
The skirmisher looks so cool. Fuck you, Gob. I'm about to stick a stone God 3 up your fucking ass. But there. Die. How much was it? It was, Stone God 3 for 971. Not bad, not bad. About to hit him with an arrow 3, and he's out. No, he's not out, but it did hurt him a lot. 497, and he's out. Shashunk. I should open Quake on these guys. I've Quake, Flare, Quake, Flare, Freeze, Tornado. Freeze. Tornado. Burst. Yep, and these are the real spells in the game that actually do damage. They eat like a third of your fucking bar and actually really hurt something, and they take a long time to cast, and they give you a lot of threat. But it doesn't really matter. I can just sit down. Since it's so quiet here, I can just sit down, get my mana back. Oh, the colonists in my party can die, which is kind of cool. So my party might get smaller if they die, because they're not essential. So I can just take colonists as opposed to like these essentials can't die, but this guy Estelle or this lady, this lady Estelle Bradbury, she can fucking die. She can absolutely actually die. Cora Kane, I think, can die. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, and like they can die. Like those two ladies can die. They're not immortal like me. They're not special. Okay, let's lighten the load. This is a nice elemental overcharged drum beat, but then it's like, it's still not a very good gun, though. Could not complete transaction. What does that even mean? I can't sell anything. I don't know. Oh, no. Nova Blast Disruptors. I can give them all Nova Blast Disruptors, which would be so funny. Actually, if everybody around me just got slept, if I just gave them all Nova Blast Disruptors, it would actually be so funny. All the mobs around me are slept all the time, which would actually be so fucking good. That's such an RPG thing. Why can't I set up 5 measures?
Right
I can make them measures if I want. I love Starfield. It's got cool elemental stuff like that. I can make them all fires. Everything burns all the time. Or I can make them all cryo. There's a good cryo mod I'm going to buy next month. That'll give me all kinds of cool, ice weapons and stuff, and I'll give them all ice weapons, so they're constantly freezing everything around me. That'd be cool. Let's sleep. I'm gonna get up, and I'm going to dot up something. I'm gonna push north through this zone. I like this zone a lot. I think it's a beautiful, well-done zone. Weird green, but still. Weird pukey green. A little bit too neon, but still. I wish I had MobDB, but it's not on. This is stupid. Oh well. So Gubu farmers will. Yep. There we go. Okay, so I want you to paralyze this Gubu farmer. And
Your skill has increased.
I have never been one to spend much time in bed, but
Your skill has increased.
you may be changing that.
Bio 2. Poison 2.
100 more credits, then I'm out. For good.
I'm gonna quake. No, not quake, or whatever.
Your
it's
skill
called.
has increased.
No, that was freeze. Freeze. Tornado. Burst. Fun. I love these spells. Burst. Oh, I have Flood too. Cool. Flood. Yeah, Flood's really good. Flood's really good. I love these spells. Okay, get my mana back. Okay, you didn't turn the music on, I guess? Music on. Okay, so... yeah, I got everything I came for. Let's go do a kill mission.
Let's see what's on this ball.
I'm gonna go out now in my retreat. And that's a good mining ball they make. I'm gonna go to the border best view.
Warp drive active. overwhelmed. Special riddance spawned constantly, ammo felt scarce, and casual squads were wiped again and again.
That
Not a
is
very
simply
good
the best
first
start to a
impression.
day that one could ask
Back 4
for.
Blood would officially launch on October 7th, 2021. They pushed it hard with marketing, and most importantly, it launched day one on Xbox Game Pass. That gave the game an enormous initial player base, over 6 million players in its first month. However, the cracks showed almost immediately. The first controversy came from the solo mode. Just like Evolve, Back 4 Blood was designed as always online, and at launch, solo players couldn't even progress. No supply points, no achievements, no unlocks, nothing. If you weren't in co-op, the game punished you hard. This sparked instant backlash and forced Turtle Rock to issue a patch later, but the damage was already done. It was extremely co-op dependent, and this resulted in a game getting a lot of hate. Left 4 Dead 2 was a game that could be equally enjoyed co-op as well as offline, which gave it its timeless appeal. There was no internet requirement to access 90% of what it had to offer. Sadly though, the comparisons to Left 4 Dead wouldn't end here. In fact, a lot of the criticism the game faced would be a result of comparison rather than criticism on its own merit. And that's just one of the issues that came with the game more or less branding itself as an unofficial Left 4 Dead 3. Can't really blame people for making that comparison. Now honestly, this would be fine and all if it was being compared to many of the other games which were released in that early 2000s era of gaming. However, this was being compared to a game which was damn near perfect, one which no game since had seriously tried to compete with due to it being so incredibly good. So really, Left 4 Dead is the last game you want to be compared with, because when you do, oh my god, does it make Back 4 Blood look pathetic in comparison. It was a downgrade in nearly every aspect. Yes, even graphics. Okay, I mean sure, on the surface level, Back 4 Blood is a better looking game. I mean obviously, it's a whole different generation of hardware. However, it's when you actually look a little deeper, you start to realize how Left 4 Dead 2 just looks better. The character models in Back 4 Blood are okay, but they are honestly very stiff and unpolished looking, especially when in animation. Compared to Left 4 Dead 2, where they got detailed photograph scans of real people to create the characters and better animate their facial expressions to give them a very realistic look. The characters in Back 4 Blood look very stiff as they run around. It's like very little attention was put into how they look from other players' perspectives. Moving on from character animations, you may also notice when playing both games is how Back 4 Blood's campaign acts all look very much the same. Every single location is lit exactly the same, and this sucks, because what made Left 4 Dead 2 so replayable is how much variety there was in the visual identity of the campaigns. Like, you're not going to mistake Dark Carnival with Dead Air, or Blood Harvest with No Mercy. Additionally, the objectives of each campaign in Left 4 Dead 2 are very clear. Usually, it involves the characters progressing through an area to try and reach safety in the form of some sort of vehicle, and as you play, you feel invested in succeeding just to get the hell out of there. In contrast with Back 4 Blood, I never really feel invested in what I'm doing or really care, and this ties into a separate issue with there being next to no emotional investment with the characters themselves. Despite the voice actors doing a good job in my opinion, none of the characters are very memorable at all. In this game, the survivors are called cleaners and work for a settlement called Fort Hope. Their job is essentially to go in and clear out the infected from strongholds to keep humanity safe. So essentially, they are armed, trained, and purposely putting themselves into these scenarios. I hate this, as it significantly takes away from so much story potential. In Left 4 Dead 2, the survivors are not really trained or prepared to fight in a zombie apocalypse, but due to unfortunate scenarios, they are forced to. For a few examples, you've got Bill, a retired and worn-down war vet, who really serves as the strategic planner of the group. You've got Zoe, a college student, still living with her parents when the outbreak hit, which forced her to grow up fast. Lewis is an IT worker who was working in an office in like a cubicle before the world collapsed. And finally, you've got Francis, who's a biker and outlaw type, covered in tattoos and sarcastic. They all come from very different backgrounds, as you can see, and they certainly don't all get along, but regardless, they know that if they're going to have any chance of surviving, they're going to need to cooperate with each other. There's no big settlement they return to at the end of a mission, or anyone they're working for. They are completely on their own, with no big light at the end of the tunnel. Yet, this doesn't stop them from having some funny banter throughout the campaigns. However, these jokes come across as them just trying to make light of a bad situation. in Back 4 Blood, it's like they're just joking to be funny. This unorthodox group of people coming together to fight is what makes them so endearing. While I appreciate Turtle Rock for attempting to give the cleaners some characterization, it ultimately falls flat because you just don't care. In Left 4 Dead 2, you follow the survivors from pretty much the start of the outbreak. You experience everything for the first time with them, and you can relate to how they're feeling. But in Back 4 Blood, the outbreak inception is very much past tense. They've already adapted to their situation, so you miss all of that potential development of them coming to terms with the state of the world. Back 4 Blood feels like it should be a third or fourth installment in the franchise, not the first when it comes to narrative and characterization. It's like the most interesting story that could be told, i.e. the start of the outbreak, is already told. And this is like the epilogue where they live in this settlement and kill zombies as a means to work. It's such a shame because I definitely think they could have potential, but the game just sort of expects you to like them instantly without any kind of development. Like genuinely, could you even name most of these dudes after playing the campaign? I certainly couldn't. Now you may be thinking I'm going on too much about the characters. I mean, this is a video game, not a movie or TV show. They only serve as placeholders for you to shoot zombies with. But to me, it's important because the characters are what shape the immersion and perspective of the world you are fighting in. If they aren't up to par, then it's going to be hard for you to really care about any of what's going on around them, and thus makes the game feel hollow as a result. To conclude, even if you're just playing the game casually without looking into the backgrounds of any of the characters, these will come across as unique, interesting, and lovable, while these will come across as bland, generic, and forgettable. Going back to the campaigns, as I've mentioned, you really just don't care about what's going on because you have no investment in the characters you're playing. But also, just what you're doing ain't that interesting. All the campaigns not only look very samey, but also play very samey. And sure, you could say the same about Left 4 Dead 2's campaigns, as I suppose both games are just zombie shooters at the end of it all. But at least with Left 4 Dead 2, there was a significant effort put into giving the campaign some sort of unique aspect, like Dark Carnival for an example. In this campaign, you progress through an abandoned carnival to try find some sort of safety, fighting off zombies, special infecteds, and even clowns. And then for the final act, in a last-ditch effort to get the hell out of the twisted place, you have to blast music on the stage to hopefully attract the attention of a chopper to save you. But this also happens to attract hundreds of zombies to your position, so you have to hold out as long as it takes for a chopper to come by, which in the context of the characters themselves, they don't even 100% know if a chopper is going to come in the first place. So doing this could be suicide for them, but they try regardless. Or take a look at Dead Air, where you literally progress through a goddamn airport and escape with a literal plane. I could go on and on, but the point is, Left 4 Dead 2 puts a lot more effort into actually giving the campaign some variety. You don't get anything like this in Back 4 Blood. Like, there's the one mission where you plant a bomb on a boat and explode it. That was kinda cool, I guess. Well, at least if you try your hardest to forget the time where you blew up an entire bridge in Left 4 Dead 2. You've got that one mission where you need to activate a jukebox which attracts the zombies in the final act. Hey, that's cool, even though it's infinitely less cool when you compare it to the finale of Dark Carnival where you activate an entire stage. Yeah, really the moment you start comparing Back 4 Blood to Left 4 Dead, a lot of its good elements just kind of flop, because it's like, oh well, that's a cool thing you did there, but a game from 10 years prior already did it and was like infinitely more awesome. With that being said, what about the overall gameplay in Back 4 Blood? It should be more fun. Surely, that's where the effort went, since it's been 10 years to really perfect. So one of the most groundbreaking features in Left 4 Dead was the presence of the mysterious director. To explain its role as simply as possible, the director would tailor the match based on how the team was performing. For example, if the survivors were breezing through certain sections of a campaign, the director would identify this and start increasing the zombie spawns, or start limiting the amount of healing or ammo scattered around, to try and make it more challenging. Likewise, if the survivors were struggling, the director would ease off on the zombies and maybe be more generous with the ammo and healing drops. It goes much deeper than this, but that is the general idea. Of course, Turtle Rock would try and implement a similar feature in Back 4 Blood. However, in contrast to Left 4 Dead 2, the AI of the director was very limited. It would see players doing good and just throw everything at them, causing major and noticeable difficulty spikes that were just not fun. While the director in Left 4 Dead 2 was very subtle, the one in Back 4 Blood was quite the opposite. you could feel in real time the artificial difficulty increases, rather than soft alterations that will build up over time. Clearly, whoever was originally responsible for the system was no longer working for Turtle Rock with the development of Back 4 Blood, as it really served as more of a nuisance to players rather than an appreciated addition that helped spice up the variety of the games. One of the absolute most mind-boggling additions to Back 4 Blood was the card system. Essentially, these cards would allow you to customize your loadout, giving you specific buffs and trade-offs that allowed you to tailor the gameplay and personalize your experience. Now, this would be a good idea in like an RPG game, but may I remind you that this is a game where we shoot zombies. Why do we need a system like this? In Left 4 Dead 2, you open the game and load into a match. That's it. There was no loadout, personalization, or anything like that. Everyone was on a level playing field, which is why it succeeded. It focused on accessibility where the difficulty would come later, but I just can't imagine what a new player would be thinking seeing the 191 unique cards they can use. Like, who asked for this, genuinely? Who looked at Left 4 Dead 2 and said, you know what this needs? More complication. It's just baffling to think the amount of time that was dedicated to this system. I mean, I remember accidentally equipping a card that stopped me from being able to ADS, and then just not knowing how to unequip it, so I was stuck just hip firing for the rest of the campaign. Great. Can we also just talk about how much of a downgrade the Special Infected were? I mean, what happened? If you don't know, the Special Infected in Left 4 Dead were mutated versions of the regular infected that had specific gameplay traits which the survivors would have to deal with. What's most dangerous about the Special Infected is that if caught by one, you could only be saved by your teammates. They essentially served as a way to ensure the team sticks together, as the game director would intentionally make a point of spawning more in if you were alone. They encouraged positive team-orientated gameplay and also created a necessary distraction from the regular zombies. All of them were visually distinct and recognizable, and even tailored their own little music sting as they spawned in, which only experienced players would be able to recognize.
We should have you inspected for a concussion when we return to the ship.
Your skill has increased.
I wasn't expecting to see anyone else out here.
Now we bring our attention to Back 4 Blood Special Infected, and they are just annoying. First of all, their designs. All of them look so similar. When I'm playing Left 4 Dead 2, I can easily tell the difference between a jockey, a hunter, or boomer, a spitter. But in Back 4 Blood, their designs are cool and grotesque, but they just blend into the crowd in the heat of battle. Like, you will just randomly get grabbed out of nowhere because they lack the distinct visual and audio nuance that sets them apart from everybody else. This couldn't be any more different to Left 4 Dead 2. The second you hear the sound of the Special Infected, one or two members of your team need to focus on dealing with them before you proceed. There's nothing in Back 4 Blood that matches the panic of getting grabbed by one of the Special Infected in Left 4 Dead 2 with that intense music. It's so great that they all have their own unique themes which create these crazy moments in game that are endlessly memorable and genuinely scary to be in. The intensity that they bring to the regular gameplay is completely unmatched in Back 4 Blood. They pale in comparison significantly. Now, if I were to break down each aspect of gameplay and compare between the two, I could be talking for days. I'll just put a list on screen of the things I think it does worse on that I didn't mention. However, to be fair, I should mention some of the things which I liked in Back 4 Blood. First off, we have the attachment system. I like the idea of being able to customize your weapon. It feels intuitive, and unlike the card system, it isn't overly convoluted and ham-fisted. The feeling of you getting slowly stronger as you progress through the campaign is very satisfying. That's a feeling you don't really get in Left 4 Dead. When it comes to the characters, as I've mentioned, I think the voice actors do a good job with what they are given, and there's some moments in the campaign where interesting stuff happens and you get some good dialogue.
My husband Ben hasn't been pleased, so get what you need and be on the way. He told us it would probably clear up by itself, but we should head down to that place they set up at the fairgrounds anyways. You can't trust those government types. Isn't that right, honey? That's why we decided to leave my sister. Some pictures, though, but we make do, don't we, sugar?
Okay. We're just going to get what we need, and we'll be on our way.
Better than nothing, right?
If I can do this 4 or 5 times, it pays for the prospect, it pays for the last few losses of like ships and stuff. It's actually like so good. If you just catch a night where they let you mine for like 3 hours, you can make so much money, like 250 mil or something. You've got to get it back out again.
I like the weapon variety in Back 4 Blood. I especially enjoyed using the bow and arrow. And finally, the feeling of shooting zombies is very satisfying, as it should be. However, it is a bit disappointing that the zombies generally just die in a blood explosion. Sometimes they lose limbs, and that's about it. Nothing compares to Left 4 Dead 2's 780 different potential dismemberment combinations.
In Left 4 Dead 1, we provided only the ability to shoot off limbs. Now, in Left 4 Dead 2, there are 43 unique ways to damage an infected. Because many of these wounds are non-fatal, players are able to wound an infected more than once, resulting in about 780 possible damage combinations.
But there it is. Really, in no other game would I be criticizing or caring about the different death animations of zombies. But when you market your game as being a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead 2, everything is put under the microscope. In just a few months after release, Left 4 Dead 2 had reclaimed the higher player count over Back 4 Blood. A few DLCs were added over time, with the last content drop being in December of 2022 with the River of Blood expansion. The game has since been forgotten by seemingly both the developers and its players. Looking back at both games, despite Turtle Rock being the most prominent mind behind most of the gameplay in Left 4 Dead, we should equally be attributing the game's success to Valve, who made a lot of changes during development, clearly to Turtle Rock's disapproval. These changes would ultimately shape the game into the success it became. You can research yourself how Valve, while not necessarily coming up with the game, made a lot of significant alterations. Valve as a company have proved before and after the split that they are able to not only create but maintain many successful franchises and keep them running, while Turtle Rock on the other hand has failed on both their attempts as an independent development team. And with the rumors of their next project being a sequel to Back 4 Blood, time will only tell if they can improve on their mistakes. But that's all for this video, thanks for watching. Also, I'm live on Twitch every single day, so if you're interested, come follow.
Let's go see if they have a magazine in this cool little science outpost that I liberated. I like the way it looks. It's like random and it could be up to like any number of cool haps and stuff, yeah.
Excuse me. Hi there, traveler. Could you spare a moment? We have a subterranean scanner that's been gathering data nearby, but all of us here, and... Oh, that's too bad.
I've missed outpost living. It's been a long time since I worked in the field. Hope you're back to help out. Thank you much.
Let's fight an Ochu. They're not particularly fun mobs because they have bad breath. 2 of them would be a terrible idea if they link, but I don't know, maybe they don't. Ooh, 150.
Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased.
Sorry, I don't have time to talk. I owe the lead researcher a report by the end of the day.
We are in here looking for a magazine. And there it is, Stonegall 3. Gonna open Tornado. I love Tornado. I love Tornado. It's such a good spell. And with RDM sub now at 64, she's got really
Your
good
skill
fast
has
casts. She
increased.
casts it fast. I love the way Tornado looks. That shit looks so cool. I'll stun his bad breath. That's my other contribution to this.
Your
fight.
skill has increased.
Nope, I stunned him. Fuck him. You can't do it. I love Final Fantasy XI retail. It's like the whole game's unlocked. You can just play it. Cool party with you and all this. Anyways, I don't want to steal from these people. I'm just looking on the counter for magazines. Make sure there isn't
Thank
a
you for agreeing
magazine
to
in
help.
there. There isn't, so we move on. solid strategy while I board this and stuff. Cool, I can like watch the space battle, guys. Look at that. I have like 3 like X4 Foundations like sister ships that are fighting these things. Yeah, let them do all the fucking work. Look, they are doing all the work. I'm going into the bunker right now. I don't frankly care. I wonder what this does. Like, this might mess with like what's going on. But I love this game. See it? It's just gonna get better too as they do patches and stuff. I love fucking Starfield. Getting stoned and playing spaceships is a fucking good time, you know? It really is. It's a fucking good time. If I sleep for 24 hours in the bunker, is the space battle over and can I just collect the loot? That would be kind of interesting. Oops, I have that on. I want that on this. Yeah, there we go. Man, nobody came. I might actually pay for that, I might pay for that prospect I lost in this first run. I think I am. I'm going to pay for the prospect I lost. I will. I'll pull 30 or 35 mil or something. That pays for the prospect. And then if I do a couple more...
You, my love, are truly something special.
Out. I just wanted to get all buffed up here. Yeah, let's go storm this fucking ship. Is the battle over? I think it is. I waited a day, and I'm fairly sure that all my ships fucking killed all of the fucking watchtower while I'm boarded on this watchtower ship, which is fucking awesome. That's good. That's a good little thing you can do. I didn't know you could do that, but watchtower is such a good fucking mod. Look at this cool planet that I was like watching the space battle out of my... I should have just watched the space battle. That's what I wanted to invest in this game for in the first place. Today was the best experience I've ever had in Starfield. Looking out this fucking window at that random space battle as I boarded a ship was the best Starfield's ever been. I'm glad I put faith in it. It definitely is like my Star Citizen. I think it is. It's got way better combat and shit. There's like all these people around. They're not like talking anymore, which is good. It's like it's got good mod control over their chatter and shit. There's good stuff going on. Yeah, we're docking, we're getting on this ship. We're boarding this ship and we're gonna like kill everybody on it and rob the place. Boarding is a really good way to just end the space battle with your AI. This was great. Let's strip this guy. My shit. Damn. That thing was worth 12,000. That armor he had, it was worth 12,000. Look at this shit. I'm docked on this ship. This is a cool ship, but I don't want it. But it's cool to come on it. I mainly want this. Yep, this is what I came for. Alright, let's leave. Get off, get off. Get off this thing. Back to the cockpit. My AI killed all of those watchtower drones, so now we undock. The bunkers are a really good way to just end the fucking crazy space battle. You get in one fight.
We're on our own again.
You dock. Oh wait, no, we're back fighting again. Everybody, like, everything on there is good. There's no loot, but I don't have to deal with the watchtower fight. It doesn't have to take 10 minutes of my life or 20 minutes of my life while, like, I brutally fight all of them in a Star Wars battle. I don't need that. I really don't need that. If I make it home...
Landing site is good to go.
It will pay for the prospect. If I make 2 or 3 runs, it will pay for this ship, and then
now you're not pestering the captain, right, Cora?
Pester? You think I'm a pest?
If I can go all night without any gangs, I can make so much money. For some reason, it just happens.
Nice to the crew too.
People can just get used to seeing me out here and leave me alone.
So this book collection fund I heard about?
Don't you always say, don't listen to rumors?
I could make some money off this. I could just bait ships to come and put an alt in a cat navy. I don't think Alpha can fly a retriever. Alpha can only fly a Venture. But I could put a cat navy out here with a Venture that would drop jet cam mines, and I defend with the cat navy anything that shows up, and with a cloak, and I just cloak up nearby, just 5,000 meters nearby, and I don't care if the Venture dies, and then I kill the ship that attacks me, and that's what I'm gonna do when my sub runs out. My sub runs out. I don't know. Let's go look at pilots. I don't know. I'll probably just pay for the sub. I don't really care. But if I don't ever pay for the sub, yeah, when is my next one? Is until February. Yeah, in February I might let it lapse because I can just come out here with 2 accounts set on like low settings and stuff. And for a period here, I can just sit here in a Venture and a cat navy on my main, and a Venture on my alt. And I could just, like, waste people and take their shit. I could get a good kill count that way, name the Venture Extreme Fishing, and kill anybody who comes. Show up with, or I could go even higher. I could do like a cloaked up Gila with a tackle and sit right at the ship, just like 5,000 meters away. It's just when they show up, you just cloak, web, tackle, scram, or I don't know, something cheaper. Maybe probably an Ishtar. Yeah, nice little 300 millionist ship, but one that means business with like sentry drones and shit. And yeah, and like or I don't know, what's really good at like high volume boom or whatever. I don't know, probably a cat navy. It'll do like 750 DPS or whatever. So I just get in the fucking ship's face and I pop whatever fucks with me, because I'm kind of sick of these pirates fucking with me. And eventually they'll just let me sit here I could sub a second Eve account to start running protection. Yeah, run out here with like a retriever. Fill it. Dock both ships up, right? Run a Cat Navy like cloaked up right here with Web and Scram. And just like in lockdown, get in. It's like, all right, you can fight me, but if it's anything less than a Cat Navy, it'll probably die. And I'll do 750 damage and I'll boom you right quick. If you, I mean, I'm only 5,000 meters away. Uncloak. I just go Alt Tab to the other client. It doesn't matter if they kill the retriever. I still kill them, right? And maybe in a really expensive, maybe a really expensive ganker shows up. We don't know. I've been kind of playing it wrong. Being like sort of passive, being like, oh, because I have a stream, I don't want to profit off of like PvP sorrow. But honestly, this ship is named well, it shouldn't, I should name it that, but no, I don't know, like how nondescript I am is actually probably good, frankly. They may just let me sit here like all night. If they do, could make so much money, like so much money per hour. It's like 60 million an hour or something like that. If you could sit out here like all day and just sort of build a presence out here. Yeah, I don't see why a Cat Navy and a fucking like a retriever couldn't make a lot of money. It just like just dock up the retriever and run a Cat Navy escort with a cloak. Maybe pay for an alt. I could sub an alt next month. I could sub my alt and get her training again. And have her train towards perfect Cat Navy. And have her sit out here and just intercept anything that fucks with me. And take the money from them that they've been taking from me, because they show up in expensive ships. Every time they come to kill me, they show up in at least 30 million or more. And it could make like all of this sort of negligible to what they just bring to me. You know, it's funny. I could even put like, I'm sure there's ships out there. Yeah, I could run a cloaked up, webby, scrammy something. I'm not quite sure what, like a nasty ass ganker ship. I'd have to go find a ship, right? But something that just that's also designed. I could probably run like a funny ship would be like a Kiki Mora, and run armor repair on the and I could even armor repair the retriever. I could do funky stuff like that, and it's like, it's extreme fishing. And I think I might actually do that as a pastime, but the problem is it's like dual boxing, which I don't want to pay to do because it's expensive. It's $30 a month. That adds up. I realized after a while, I was like, wait, I'm paying for 2 accounts, and that's like, it does add up to like $240 a year, which is a lot. You know, it's $260, something like that. $260 is a lot for a fucking game a year. I don't care how good the game is. This game isn't even that good. You know, it's not good enough for that kind of money, no. I mean, it is, but it's not like, yeah, but no, only if you're maining it, and it's like your life, and you think about it all the time. But I could do extreme fishing, and I could like literally name I could come out here with a really expensive, like, tanky ass skiff, right? Yeah, like a really expensive tanky ass skiff with a fucking, I could come out here with a tanky ass skiff, an expensive geared out skiff. I've got a good fit for this, actually, that somebody taught me. I could come out here in an expensive ass skiff. This tank miner T2 is 310 mil, but it's got 125,000 EHP, right? It could technically, if I put like a tackle on it, it could probably fight for itself. But if I put like or no, I don't know, you can't fly a skiff without paying a main, you know? One of the problems with this game is it's not really multi-box, not unless you pay a lot of fucking money. They were smart about that sort of monetization. Sometimes I wonder if EVE Online might be the one that outlasts everybody. It's kind of funny. Oh, look, it's a beautiful desert planet that kind of looks like RDR2. Fucking sweet. Let's get up and look at the RP of it through the window. I love this fucking game. I love the fact that this game exists. I'm glad that they made this game. I think the community was completely wrong about it. So, I don't know. I will, I am here to quell some science rebellion or whatever, so let's go do that. I think my food buff score. I wish you could tell. One of the things that they should do is they're getting an autopilot ship, but they should also get an autopilot Dimog. And they could definitely improve the experience, because it's like I want to be able to hop in this ship like a taxi cab, like Grand Theft Auto 5, and let it drive me to wherever I tell it to drive me. And that would make the planetary interactions much better. If I could just tell it to take me to like, you know, take me to the next site on the planet and just clear the whole planet, that would make the game much better. Much better. Autopilot Dimog. I have an idea for Starfield Bethesda. Right? Do I leave it on like a Starfield Reddit or whatever? I have an idea for Starfield, right? Which is like, make the Dimog self-driving and let it go autopilot to places on planets, and let it sequentially autopilot to places on planet, so that you can completionist the planet and do every POI on the planet. You could just end up right day one spending your entire fucking gaming, you know, time on just the first planet, because the Dimog just takes you to the next place. You keep getting loot and dumping in the main town, etc., etc. Oh look, I got my first load with the retriever out here. This is my first like real profit with a retriever out here. Get the fuck out of here. Now I set up to a line to get out of here really fast. This should have been a fast warp. Yeah, I was aligned. This should not be a long line. It's like 7 seconds. It wasn't that bad. I love Ochus.
Your skill has increased.
Die, Ochu. We'll go... I like Tornado. We'll run a Tornado.
Your skill has increased.
Flare. Flare hurt him real bad. These spells actually do damage. I love these spells. Flood. I don't have enough mana. Run Stone God 3. No, I don't have enough. What about Fire 3? Run a Fire 3.
Docking permission requested.
Run a Faraga 2. That'll hurt him real bad. There it is. He's dead. And out he goes. Boom, bitch. Die, Ochu. This is the best Final Fantasy. It absolutely is. It has the most freedom and all the menu surfing of all the Final Fantasies. It's the most true to the game with the most mobs in it and the most lore. The best storyline, etc. Well, I don't know, 7 out of 10. Kind of. Bez is going to hold. It was like, I don't know, 30 million in Bez. Let's go out and do it again, bitch. Let's go out and do it again. love hunting Bez. I've got to get it out of here, which is problematic, but you know, there's worse problems. I go out there with my nice fancy hauler. Oops, I stood up. No, I mean to. Okay, I go back to the fucking belt.
Warp drive active. Clear. There's nothing there. I'm fresh out of coffee crystals.
I will assist you in combat.
I think because they're lower level, the gun fu doesn't go off on them, which is cool. It's a well-made mod. I really like gun fu. I think it's pretty sweet. Tell me how to play Pharaoh. Love Pharaoh kills. That was my team running through them. I want to go to a real monument, like a big monument. Oh, it did, I guess, the headshot. Yeah, which is an interesting headshot. Get the model. No, there's one left. Holly's hiding from me. Where are you? No, that was all of them, yeah.
Clear. I'm not seeing anything.
Barra 1, let's go.
Enemy shields are down!
Ready for touchdown.
Your skill has increased. skill has increased. Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased.
I think something glitched, which is not good. Hopefully I didn't lose too much.
So, stay up late reading under the covers. Did you learn anything useful last night?
Don't pretend to be mad at me. I know you aren't really. I learned that back on Earth, people used to use the stars to navigate. That's... so cool.
It's nice to have.
But I guess it only worked because they just lived on one planet. And that sounds boring.
Remind me one of these days to tell you the tale of a certain Solomon Coe and where his stargazing landed him. Ready for touchdown.
Gonna do some cool Starfield stuff. Beautiful. Some crews like fighting this base, and it was so much easier. I feel like kept them busy and shit. We swept through this like it was no problem. I didn't even like land. There you
mess
are.
with the wrong person. Oh, God. My leg!
I cannot wait to kill you.
I love this game. It reminds me of Hotline Miami. I'll never be able to play Hotline ever again because this game's just better. Like, why would you play Hotline over this game? You know? I mean, Hotline is its own special thing. I like Hotline, actually, but it's, you know, isometric. They should make a 3D Hotline. They could go really far. We'll just open, yeah, all of these things. I should make an AM macro. I love that spell. Blood.
Your skill has increased.
Burst. Stone got 2. Oh, not enough. Okay. We're for fire 3 at there. Frogga 2, Frogga 2. Burn, Ochu, burn. Burn, you stupid Ochu. I don't like auto-target in battle. I want it off. You're perfectly blocked by the terrain, right? Are you behind that? I can't tell. Yeah, you're like working on it or something dumb. You're like working on that thing, aren't you?
Hey, I'm on fire! I'm going for it!
this fucking game. It's got like the best single player combat I can think of. Better than Elden Ring.
Asteroid is depleted.
Asteroid depleted. Like my lap? You are welcome to it. Welcome, kitty. I love you. You bubbly McBaldy. You silly kitty. I'm out of mana and I didn't sit. So I didn't want to do the combat, really? I mean, I can if I want to.
Engaging suspect!
This is better than Dragon's Dogma.
I am uncertain why you believed conflict with us was advisable.
magazine. This is the other thing. Nice, but I need the magazine. The only other place the magazine would be, like, that's the big loot crate probably, but the magazine. Magazine might be cheaper, like, down there. Yeah.
Looks like that bomb. You had your chance.
My arm! I think it's broken! You're dead! I need covering fire! I've been hit!
You will be easily defeated.
I'm shot!
I like this.
It is useless to attempt defeating
I'm out of heals.
Focus! Get it up!
You were such a bitch. Dude, you were such a bitch. Oh, my happy kitty. My happy kitty is on my lap. What was that? So, okay, we went deeper, and this is the way out, but I want, like, the room. There's gonna be a room here somewhere. I don't know where the room is. No, I think I just want to leave. I don't think I'm gonna find a magazine in here. It's just too big. It's like if I knew where the spawn was, I'd probably fucking find it, but I really don't know. If it wasn't like in here on this, like right here where these things were, I don't think it does spawn. If it does, it's some room, and I don't know.
Yeah! Oh! That hurt! Damn! Ah!
It's getting to it.
Your skill has increased.
then I'll close with all these dots and everything. Yeah, and that's a good way to get skill up or whatever, just end with dots.
Your skill has increased.
Away, I'm learning. I should align first and then work or stab. Yeah, Kitty, you didn't help either. You really didn't help either. Well, but I learned. I'm gonna buy another one, just go out there. Fuck that. That was some bullshit, man. Well, I learned like to align. I don't know why the align took so long, and then right before death, you like right before you like find when you finally align, you work or stab and try to get out. I'm learning. So buy this ship again. This was the second one I lost today. I lost 140 mil today, but that's fine. I've got income, you know, doing real good. No, don't log me out. Don't log me out. I want to buy that ship again. Maybe I can make retrievers. Let's see. If I go to industry and I look up I'm tired too. think I can get full haul this way. Every time I get a lock, I can get full haul.
The little shield system has been damaged.
Watchtower thing. That was fun, frankly. Okay, all my shield goes out. All my shield goes out to engine. Laser to engine. I wish there was some kind of group loot. Group loot should affect the ship battles too. Tower components. I can't believe this is an achievement run. This is worse than the battle. Looting requires more skill and precision than the battle does.
locked in and landing.
I'm looking for a retreat. Oh, look how many POVs I have to make. So maybe I can make my own retrievers with all the sword that I'm getting. I have BPCs. $1.8 billion. Jeez. But I could just make them. The buy order is 50 mil. Yeah, right. Who buys those? There's no way. I love the keep. That one's significantly cheaper. Should I break the bank and just impulse buy this retriever blueprint? Because I like retrievers. I think I will. I think I'll impulse buy this retriever blueprint, which is just insane. Bye, money. It was nice having you. Retriever hauls. 50 mil, so 6 of these would cost me 300 mil, but I can make my own if I had the ore. I'm like out of trit, I guess. Did I use all my trit? Apparently, no, I haven't. I have trit. Oh, input material. No, the item hanger, you idiot. Oh, look, I can make like a bunch of these except for the Noxium. Here, buy missing materials, right? Cancel. Oh, buy missing materials. This was only 39 mil to get 6 retrievers. Ooh. Yeah, make me like 6 retrievers, right? Yeah, not bad, not bad. So now I can go out there and maybe actually start to get back with the ore. If I can get back with the ore, I should just extract with each... I should prox and extract with each thing that I get. Come in, stealth mine. Before they even know I'm there, I just leave. I come in, I'm full. I leave. Poshvon stealth pirate mining, essentially. And I go and I like warp core stab out. Now that I've got 6 retriever hauls, I wonder if I can hypernet the retriever hauls. Can I? Probably, yeah. Oh no, well, they've got to be made, right? Yeah, I think so. Some jobs right now. I've got 1 job. Oh no, deliver. love you so much. I love you, I love you. You know, I've got all these BPOs. I wonder if I could do research and make, like, even more money. Nice, and now in a little while, for 60 million, I got 6 retriever hulls. I can screw around out there. We're screwing around out there. We're screwing around. I will stay in Jita for tonight. What are we doing here? This is Kitty. I love you so much. Kill the out loud captain. Okay. Fucking beautiful.
Redlining vehicle.
my carry weight is 2,000 now because of all those fucking followers.
Hey, they are!
I heard something out there.
Nobody's gonna miss you.
survive this encounter.
Oh, did he aggro me? No.
It is unwise to remain hostile towards us.
Oh, I thought that was the magazine. I was like, magazine? Oh, no, but it's a circle.
Going down.
This encounter will likely end in your death.
It feels like my team is actually engaging with these guys.
advised to remain hostile.
I cannot, will not be a part of this. You and I have things to discuss.
Really? Come on. Alright. Sorry. I didn't mean to blow you up. My apologies, bitch. Or whatever. Only 4 emergency kits. Damn it. I have to go buy out all the medics again. I have every status ailment under the sun. That was all of them. was hoping for a magazine right here real bad. I should run through the main building one last time and just watch all the services for a magazine. Maybe that building. Yeah, you entered that building. It could also be over here with this massive stuff that I missed. Or that. So we'll check the services up here, but I mean, like, you know, it's an RNG random game. I really don't care if I miss the magazine. There's always another random procedurally generated fucking place to go with more magazines. Shattering Tombstone. That might be really good. Okay, we're looking at all the surfaces here as fast as we can. Oh no, did you freeze? No, no. Oh. Well, there's our run. Okay, ooh, Season 5 for Rivals, huh? I wonder if it ever got, like, much better than it already is. Rivals has good healing. I haven't played it in a while. Maybe I should go to Marvels just for healing, you know? People do like Marvels. I haven't played it in a while. It's not really that good. Where Winds Meet. I wonder if that hit. Where Winds Meet, right? Nope. I suppose maybe I'll install it to my C drive if it's not very big so I can play it tomorrow when I get up. Where Winds Meet. Let's see.
Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased.
Flood. With da for big. Burst.
Your skill has increased.
is with Fire 3.
Your skill has increased.
Nice. I love this place. I want to log here, and I'm going to log right in and fight in the morning with... I love Black Mage on retail. I'll probably just stay Black Mage until I'm, like, fucking dirt tired of it. Mixed reviews. Where ends meet? Let's play the game. It requires 99 gig install, which is insane. Let's put it on the F drive. Accept. Yeah. And, yeah, you can begin to download that, and I guess I'll play it in the morning. Yeah, I have where winds meet. Maybe it'll be good. 100 gigs. Maybe it's really good. I don't know why Koreans can't make good games or whatever. Or what, I don't know what race this is. It's like they make good games, yeah. Controls can't be changed. Oh yeah, all the where ends meet stuff. Please let me make a new character, swap my difficulty to legendary. Yeah, I'm gonna switch my difficulty to legendary. I'm open-minded to MMOs. I don't care, you know. It's got to be better than Throne of Liberty, right? I'm fairly sure. 250 on a Friday night. I might actually stay up late. I could just run the Starfield load or something else. Yeah, the Starfield load takes too long. I will close out with an hour and 15 minutes on Rust and go to bed really late tonight. Or no, I'll go to bed at 3:30, but I'll stay up a little while longer. It's 4-player co-op. Okay, open tornado.
Your skill has increased.
Close flood. And then, probably Fire 3. Fire 3 is always good. Damage. Fire 2. Nope. So now we will... Where's a safe place to camp here? It looks like maybe right here is safe. I love this camp. I'll probably stay here a while. Look at all the good XP they're dropping. What level am I now? I haven't dinged in a while. I'm level 65. Nice. About to be 66. It's getting there. I wish you would... Damn, the rust load's way better now. Except you froze my computer, I think, and crashed my FFXI. What's going on? No, never mind. It was just the rust load. It's not an MMO, so I probably won't play it, unfortunately. I was looking for MMO. I don't know, it probably might be pretty good, but only if it's got healing. I'll give it its chance. I was about to cancel right there, but I'm open-minded. You never know. It might actually be like the best game ever, and we don't know. Only way to find out is to try. Oh, these rust loads are freezing my computer. No. Okay, so let's do this ocean again. I will open the tornado.
Your skill has increased.
Blood.
Your skill has increased.
R2. I think spawn right on top of me, like roams all around, huh? I love this camp. Where am I? Deepman's Field, huh? Plus these things, they drop good scrolls, I think. I was gonna go into the train. Didn't, however, keep my meds on me, so I will have to go home. That's alright. Oops. Something about changing sessions is like crashing my computer. I'm sorry, guys. Drop some frames there, I don't know. Cool. I can shoot that horse. Looking for my meds. a salvaged hammer. That's alright. This bread, it doesn't ever go bad. Maybe we could eat pumpkin. Healing rate from other sources for a time. How long? 15 minutes, not bad. So okay. Spoils seals. Just crashed, I guess. Yep, full blown crashed. Nice. Something about, I don't know, probably. Hey, a drone. Let's go. Oh, it's been raining so much. Oh, I am hungry. I should cook something. Oh, I think I can. Yeah, the bullets would be better there. Ooh, rice. This train's going faster than normal trains. 500 RP. I'll probably blow my first 5K on that, but then I'll blow, and then I'll do 50K. I think I'll get more RP as I start to run like the events and the dungeons and stuff, but I'm not there yet. Not until I have some more levels and stuff. Oh. Those aren't headshots. So far you can't headshot, I guess, or something. It still really hurts him. Oh.
Rust recently added small spike traps into the game, and at the cost of only 80 wood, making them one of the cheapest items to craft, you can hide stacks of these within the grass, immediately trapping any unsuspecting players. And the best part about it is with a team of crafty engineers, you can make the biggest automatic factory, allowing you to place as many spikes as humanly possible, making the map completely untraversable, but at a cost. Because as it turns out, spike traps can upset some of the biggest groups on the server. But that's not the cost, because during this wipe, we would soon find out that these spikes wouldn't just break the server, they would break Rust. Spikes! Alright, let's go terrorize the entire server. I am super excited for this video because I have it all planned out, I think, and this is gonna be a wild wipe. This is gonna be absolutely insane. I have way too ambitious goals. This server is not ready for this. I have some of the brightest minds coming together to do something that will probably never be done again What I wanted to do this wipe would possibly be one of the most ambitious wipes to date. So of course, I would need the best team I could find. So I'll be joined by Dude Love and Cheesy, but this factory I wanted to build, there's no way I could do it on my own. And since you guys loved Mr. Potato Head and Jeeves so much from the casino video, they'll be making another appearance to show off their work once again. Hey, Cheesy.
Yo. Goodness gracious.
And we got Jeeves, and now Dude Love.
I just got killed.
All right. Yeah, we're just gonna get a quick little horse farm going here at Outpost, and at this rate, we should have it up and going in no time.
10,000 traps, you said?
No. So the way I'm doing this video is for every person that joins, it accumulates a maximum amount we have to plant, and let's place as many spike traps as I have subscribers. So we have to place
for every subscriber. We have one trap just for you.
Dude, you did that really good. So we have to place 211,000 spike traps.
Are we putting them all around the middle of the map?
No, we're putting them all over the entirety of the map.
Oh fuck, bro.
This map is not gonna be traversable. But don't worry, this isn't just a meme. We're not just gonna laugh at people stuck. There's reasoning to my madness. This is where I tell you guys how horses are gonna be a big part in this entire thing. I was playing with the spike traps, and one thing I learned is not only do horses make amazing scrap to fuel our spike trap frenzy, but they also take no damage from the spike traps, which means you can run right over top of them as long as you're right.
Mark Schiller embodied the American dream. He came from Colombia with nothing, and through a lot of hard work and dedication, became a multi-millionaire. But if he knew what was in store for him on this day, his ass would have probably stayed in Colombia. For the past few months, Schiller has been stalked by a group of bodybuilding ninjas, and they want his money. At around 4 p.m., the ninjas would kidnap Schiller from outside his business and spend the next 30 days beating, torturing, and humiliating him. To make the pain stop, Schiller agreed to give the psychopaths everything he owned. And how did they thank him? By setting him on fire and running him over with a car twice. Miraculously, he survived. But unfortunately for the gang's next two victims, they wouldn't be so lucky. If this sounds familiar, it's because the movie Pain and Gain was based on these events, but the real life story is much more insane than that dog shit film. This is the story of the Sun Gym Gang. Sun Gym Gang. It's kind of hard for them to say. At its core, this is a tale of greed and envy. And what better place to set our story than Miami? A breeding ground for all sorts of degenerates, grifters, and lowlifes. It's only in a city like Miami that a place like Sun Gym could exist. Now, this was no regular gym. It was a seedy place whose clientele mostly consisted of crooked cops, roid junkies, and felons, with a lot of overlap. According to one Miami police officer, I could meet my monthly quota of felony arrests in one night at Sun Gym. And the only people more psychotic than the gym's patrons were its employees. Which brings me to the first member of our criminal enterprise, Danny Lugo, Sun Gym's general manager, personal trainer,
like
and the leader of its namesake gang. In Pain and Gain, Danny Lugo was portrayed by Mark Wahlberg as this sort of like goofy guy with a lot of big ideas. In reality though, the guy was a unhinged psychopath, but he wasn't always like that. Danny grew up in the Bronx sharing a small apartment with his parents and 3 siblings. But from an early age, the kid showed a lot of potential. He was an honors student, star football player, and even an altar boy at church. After high school, he got a full-ride scholarship to Fordham University. Now, it's extremely ironic because going to college was supposed to allow Danny to escape from a life of poverty and crime, but instead, it kicked off his criminal life. You see, most of his classmates were rich trust fund brats who drove sports cars, wore Rolexes, and partied on yachts. Meanwhile, Lugo rode the bus to campus from his shitty rat-infested apartment. This made Lugo insanely jealous. In his head, he was this, like, super genius Ubermensch. So why wasn't he living the extravagant lifestyle like the rest of these schmucks? So in his senior year, Danny decided that he would get rich, no matter what. Even if that meant he had to lie, cheat, steal, even kill. So in his senior year, he dropped out of college and became a full-time con man. Lugo's first grift was pretending to be a wealthy financier. He sought out small business owners who needed a loan, which he would offer them in exchange for a 10% down payment. Except, they never got the loan, and he pocketed the money. He made over $300,000 running this scheme. But the guy wasn't good at covering his tracks, so it didn't take the FBI long to bust his ass. During his trial, Lugo gave this humble statement. "It will never happen again, for I have learned not to use my intelligence for wrong actions." He would spend the next 2 years in federal prison. When Lugo got out, one of the conditions of his parole was that he needed to get a job. But no establishment wanted to hire a convicted felon. Huh, except for one. Lugo convinced Sun Gym's owner, John Meese, that he would double their membership in 6 months. Now, Sun Gym was struggling financially at the time, so Meese decided to take a chance on Lugo despite his criminal past. That's how Danny ended up as the manager. But this begs one question. How does one go from scamming and running a gym to kidnapping, extortion, and murder? Well, this whole sequence of
drugs, maybe sex, maybe some community and gang stuff.
Events was kicked
jail, maybe some murder.
Off when Lugo started personally training this guy, Jorge Delgado.
Maybe some fucking jailhouse stuff.
Two of them immediately hit it off and became best friends. During their training sessions, Delgado would go on and on about this guy, Mark Schiller, who you might remember from the intro of this video. Remember they kidnapped him? Schiller was almost like a father figure to Jorge. He found him when he was a broke loser and took him under his wing. Mark gave him a job at his accounting firm, but eventually the two of them would become close friends and business partners. He was at the house almost every day. He knew every nuance of our lives. We went on vacation, he took care of the house. I trusted him completely and had no reason not to. Well, believe me when I say Jorge would give him a reason. And that reason was Danny Lugo. These two were more inseparable than Siamese twins, which was a real pain in the ass for Mark Schiller. You see, he never liked Lugo. From the very start, he had him pegged as a dangerous con man. This put a huge strain on Mark's relationship with Delgado. And to make matters worse, Lugo's personality was rubbing off on Jorge. The guy was turning into a real jerk. He was soft-spoken, and I never saw him mad or frustrated. In a short period of time, Jorge had transformed into a person I did not know. Mark couldn't take it anymore. The final straw was when Delgado demanded that Lugo be made a partner in their business. Schiller understandably crashed out. He said he would rather be strapped into a chair and beat for a month straight than ever work with Danny Lugo. Kind of paraphrasing there. It was at that moment that Mark Schiller decided to cut all personal and financial ties with his former protege. This was terrible news for Delgado because the guy was kind of incompetent, and the only reason he even reached some level of success was because of Schiller's business savvy. Without him, he was cooked. Oh, and to make matters worse, his wife was pregnant. But one man's despair is another's opportunity. After the falling out, Danny Lugo started getting into Delgado's head. He used his silver tongue to convince Jorge that Mark Schiller was an evil man who had been taking advantage of him and stealing from him for years, and it was time for payback. That's when Lugo came up with a brilliant idea. Why don't we just take Schiller's money and put it into our bank accounts? But how would they do that? Simple. KTS. Kidnap, torture, sign. They would kidnap Schiller, torture him into submission, and finally force him to sign his assets over. Jorge was reluctant to do that to his former mentor. I mean, yeah, the guy fucked him over, but this was a bit extreme. But as we'll come to find out, Danny had cult leader levels of charisma, so eventually Delgado got on board. The next member of our gang didn't need much persuading at all. Adrian Doorbal was a poor kid from Trinidad who came to Miami to escape the crippling poverty of his childhood. He grew up an orphan and was desperate for a father figure. Fortunately for him, the father he found was Daddy Lugo. Lugo found Doorbal when he was a skinny, broke 19-year-old kid. He gave him a job and started plying him full of steroids, transforming Doorbal into a big, dumb, roid-addicted henchman who was completely loyal to Lugo. He had all his stat points in strength and none in intellect. The guy was basically a golem. Lugo approached Doorbal and gave him the whole spiel about this evil rich man who stole money from Delgado and blah blah blah. Adrian was in right away. He shared Danny's contempt for rich people, plus he would do anything Lugo asked, even kill. Alright, so we got the brains and we got the muscle, but we're still missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. Schiller couldn't just sign over his assets. They needed to go through a notary. That's where the final member of the crew comes in. John Carl Meese. Apart from being Sun Gym's owner, he was also a certified public accountant, meaning he could notarize any business transaction and make it look legit, even one signed under duress. Now, normally Meese wouldn't get himself tangled up in these illegal shenanigans, but the guy was desperate for a cash injection. The guy had made a lot of money running his own accounting firm, but that was just a way for him to fund his real passion, bodybuilding. He loved watching sweaty, greased up men flex. And that's why he opened up Sun Gym in the first place. He envisioned it kind of like a reverse Planet Fitness where only the most serious bodybuilders would hang out. But there was one problem. The place was hemorrhaging money, just like my joint bank account I shared with my ex-wife. Like I mentioned, the place had a bit of a seedy reputation, so most normal people opted to go elsewhere. Despite it being a massive financial liability, Meese couldn't bear to close Sun Gym down. So when Lugo came in offering him $200K to notarize a few documents, he was sold. Now keep in mind there were more people involved, about a dozen total, but for the sake of brevity, we'll focus on these 4 guys. Okay, so now that we got the whole gang together, they needed to figure out how they were actually going to kidnap Schiller. Danny Lugo, as always, came up with a 200 IQ play. Doorball, Lugo, and 2 other goons would dress up like ninjas and go to Schiller's house on Halloween. Pretending to be trick-or-treaters, the 6-foot-tall bodybuilders would ring the doorbell and kidnap Schiller when he answered. Everyone agreed. The plan was brilliant. The next day, the gang went to a spy shop and bought tasers, night vision goggles, walkie-talkies, and all the other essentials for a special black ops mission like this. Next, they rented a minivan so they could stake out Schiller's place without attracting too much attention. A week later on Halloween, it was time to put the plan in action. But the gang was forced to abort when Danny got drunk at the strip club and decided he was having too much fun to leave. Honestly, probably for the best. That plan was pretty dumb. Almost as dumb as not using a VPN. Luckily, I'm smart, and that's why I partnered. Okay, where was I? Oh, that's right, the Halloween ninja scheme didn't quite pan out. No problem, Lugo had a plan B. He always had a plan B. The gang realized that Schiller was a creature of habit. He always got the paper at the same time every morning before driving to the Schlotsky's Deli franchise that he owned. So, a week after Halloween, in the early morning hours, the gang was hiding in the bushes in front of his house. Lugo insisted on rocking the ninja outfits again, along with the black face paint. Seriously? Blackface? Kidnapping and extortion, I understand, but I draw the line at racism. As soon as Schiller came out to get the paper, he would be grabbed and thrown into the van. But their plot was thwarted again when a early morning jogger spawned in and saw them. There were, and I'm not joking, 6 more failed attempts after this, each one more stupid than the last. Getting Schiller was proving to be way more difficult than anyone anticipated. The gang's morale was in the toilet. But Danny Lugo didn't give up hope. He called a meeting at Solid Gold, their favorite strip club, and gave the boys a pep talk.
Are we really gonna let this rich fuck get away? If we pull this off, we'd have way more than enough money to party with any girl in here.
The speech was a resounding success. This guy was like Winston Churchill if he was addicted to steroids instead of alcohol. With a renewed sense of purpose, the gang cooked up another scheme. This time, things would be different. November 15th, 1994. Lugo and the boys were waiting outside the Schlotsky's. Here was the plan. Schiller always parked in the back alley behind the building. Lugo was in his car blocking one side of the alley. When Mark got in his car, Lugo would radio Doorball, who was waiting around the corner, who would pull up the van and block the other exit. Schiller would be a sitting duck.
Schlotsky's got really big, huh? They were like a big chain. I thought they were a specialty place in No, this is in Florida, huh?
At around 9 a.m., Mark finally emerged. Lugo radioed Doorball as planned.
Target acquired. Pull up.
No answer.
I said pull up, now!
Schiller had no idea that it was him blocking his path, so he started honking at him.
Come on, man, he's gonna get away!
Schiller, frustrated, put his car in reverse and backed out of the alley. A few seconds later, Doorball finally responded.
This fucking thing won't start.
This time, Danny Lugo was pissed. He called the rest of the gang a bunch of incompetent fuck-ups and said he was out. If they wanted to get Schiller, they would be on their own. This really upset Doorball, who would do anything to impress
God damn it, this
Lugo.
was our 7th attempt to kidnap this guy, and your fucking car wouldn't start. This gang, I'm calling it off.
And what better way to impress him than to finally get
They're all
Mark
on
Schiller?
cocaine, huh?
So
This
Doorball
is all
cooked
like
up
a
a plan of his
cocaine
own.
story.
No fancy spy equipment or ninja getup necessary. Doorball decided to switch up the crew a little bit, so he benched one of the henchmen and grabbed another one from the gym. So he took the two guys and went back to Schlotsky's and waited. This time, no matter what happened, he wasn't leaving empty-handed. 4:15 p.m. Once again, Schiller exited
He'll have that
Schlotsky's through the
penis in
back
his hand
and
by
got to
the
his
end of
car.
the day,
The crew didn't waste
or
any
he'll know
time.
the reason
Doorball and
why.
another goon bum rushed Schiller and grabbed him from behind. They thought Schiller was going to be an easy target. After all, these guys were massive bodybuilders and he was some middle-aged Jewish guy. But as we'll come to find out, Mark Schiller is a tough bastard, and he wasn't going to go out without a fight. He held on to the steering wheel tighter than I hold on to hope that my dad will return home one day. The bodybuilders struggled with him for several minutes, and to make things even more chaotic, Schiller was screaming the whole time, "Help me! Help!" His screams were cut short by a sudden jolt of electricity running through his body. He had just been tased, but not even 120,000 volts could make this guy let go of that steering wheel. So they hit him again. This time, the pain was so excruciating, he finally let go. Doorball then dragged him back to the van. Now, I just gotta say, this plan should not have worked. They grabbed this guy in broad daylight from a busy shopping center while he was screaming his ass off. But it worked. Doorball drove while the other two thugs beat the absolute crap out of Schiller. Tasing, punching, even f***ing. Wait, why was that censored? I just said f***ing. The fuck? Wait, fuck isn't censored? They kicked me repeatedly in the ribs, punched me in the face and body, all while laughing loudly. The beating continued for well over half an hour until the van finally reached its destination, an empty warehouse in the middle of nowhere. Unfortunately for Mark Schiller, the pain he had experienced up to this point, that was only the beginning of... Meanwhile, Danny Lugo was at the strip club getting a lap dance, and all of a sudden he felt something in his pants. It was his cell phone. Adrian Doorball was calling. "The Eagle has landed. I have a present for you," he said. Lugo sat there for a second. "Eagle has landed? What the heck does..." Oh. When Lugo realized what the present was, he was so excited he didn't even finish his lap dance and rushed to the warehouse. When he arrived, his gift was waiting for him wrapped in duct tape and handcuffed to a chair. Lugo and the rest of the crew exchanged high fives, and then they left. They went back to the strip club to celebrate. These guys spent a ridiculous amount of time in the strip club. Or maybe I'm just gay, I don't know. Schiller was left alone for several hours, and he spent most of that time trying to figure out who was doing this to him and why. And it wouldn't be long until he got the answer to that second question. When Lugo returned after 7 hours, he demanded that Schiller sign over all his assets and possessions, including his house, businesses, and most importantly...
When you're on cocaine, 7 hours will blow the fuck by. Get it? Get it? That time will blow the fuck by. I'm not kidding. 7 hours. You'll look up, you arrive there, it's 8:30. You look up, it's motherfucking 4:30 in the morning, and 7 hours have gone by, or 8 hours, and you're like, what the fuck? 8 hours went by, what the fuck? And it doesn't matter, you might be yardies gone to go down your gang shooting or something. It doesn't matter, you involve cocaine, speed, or heroin, it might be 7 hours.
His offshore bank account. Yep. When he refused, the gang spent the next...
You'd be surprised how long it'll take to get out there to a car, sit down in the car, and drive away. That might take fucking 2 hours.
Few hours, the absolute dog shit out of him.
Yeah, it's cocaine. The cocaine, all of this story stinks of cocaine.
And this wasn't just business, by the way. These psychos...
And they think they're after, like, he said they're after some sports money, or like some kind of money. Some kind of weird money that he had, but I think it's just cocaine.
Got pleasure out of Schiller's misery. Quote, he was zapped with a taser and pistol whipped. When Schiller asked for a cigarette, he was...
Anyways, guys, I'm terribly sorry. It's 3:37 in the morning. I don't have the time for the rest of this video, unfortunately, but you can always look it up. It's Florida's Stairway to Death called by Dontavirus, and thank you so much for your time, guys. You've been watching Skycat Live. I'm going to pause here. Oops, I'm going to stop here and watch... I'm going to upload today's videos that I recorded, and I want to say thank you for any follows. Yep, thank you CLN99990 for your follow, and thank you so much for your guys' support and all the follows and likes and subs. Come to skycat.live, which is my website, and click on the cat's face to donate. Come to the Twitch or the YouTube. Give me a like, sub, or follow. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I will be back tomorrow after I sleep, and I will see you in the morning. Bye. And I will stop recording